I think I'm done with Uber. It's unsustainable. Like, I've been driving for about 7 weeks. I've put 7,000 miles on my brand new car, and Uber takes half the money that you guys pay. So if you're paying for a ride, you're only giving half of that money to the actual driver. The other half goes to Uber itself. I've done 200 and something trips. I'm a 5-star driver. I keep my car immaculate, right? And only about 12% of people actually tipped me. Okay. So 5-star, 109 5-star ratings. And still, like, I don't understand how this is supposed to be sustainable. They must rely on desperate people who have no other choice. I started doing this because I got a new car and I wanted to help pay for the note. And it's just insane that people do this for a living. Like, I don't understand how they could do it. Like, I like 50% of the aspects of driving for Uber. I like to drive. I like meeting people. I like talking to people. As you can see, that's probably why I have 5-star ratings, because people like me. I'm very personable. But with them taking half the money, there's days I work from 6 a.m. till 3 a.m. on Fridays. I start out at 6 a.m. I take a break. I go back on for the evening rush, take a break, eat dinner, go back in and work until 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's insane. It's insane how much money that they're taking from me. If I make $300, that means Uber took $300 from me. I don't understand. Like, just please stop using Uber. It's garbage. It's a garbage app. They need to do better.
Okay, Uber is a fucking scam for both drivers and riders. Here's why. I'm just coming from the airport. I was talking to my driver, and he's telling me about the structure that Uber pays him. I scheduled my ride in advance because I wanted to be ready, and Uber changed my pickup time. They require that the driver be there 45 minutes before the scheduled pickup time. Like, what I'm paying for the trip is not what the driver's getting paid. Uber takes about 35% of whatever I'm paying, and they don't pay them for that time that they're waiting in advance. When we passed through a toll, I asked him, does Uber reimburse you for that? Because they end up charging me for any tolls that we go through. And he said, no, he has to pay for that out of his own pocket, and they don't reimburse him for those costs. They don't pay for gas, car maintenance. They don't reimburse for any damages to the vehicle. They don't get any health care, days off, sick time, none of it. And he said like 3 years ago, it was good money. You would make good money driving for Uber, but that's not the same anymore. So the drivers go on strike at least every 3 months because Uber keeps trying to take more out of their pocket. Like, they have them paying for the fucking tolls themselves, and they're also charging me for the fucking toll. And they take 30% of every tip they receive through the app. It's a fucking scam.
So Uber doesn't give a shit about their drivers, like, not even remotely. I got this ride that was $5, and it was 30 minutes to go pick this person up, 20 miles away. I was like, bitch, you must be fucking tripping, because there's no fucking way that I'm gonna drive 30 minutes to pick up this person. The entire ride's, like, the ride's totality was gonna be like 45 minutes. I'm gonna get paid $5 for a 45-minute ride? You're fucking stupid.
I'm not gonna lie, from these TikToks, it sounds like Uber is just not worth it at all. Because you say you make like 18 an hour, you don't get money for gas, wear and tear on your car, and bro, the TikTok with the girl at the airport, how got moved back and stuff, and the Uber driver has to be there 45 minutes before, and that's unpaid. Like, that's just completely unfair, bro. That makes no sense. But let's get into the video.
All right, so check this out. Here in Miami, Uber wants to pay me $2.90 for, let's just face it, it's 15 minutes of my time, because that area, you can get stuck on a bridge here. There's traffic all over. This is a 15-minute ride. 15 minutes, especially when you got to turn around in the hotel they're at and all that. Yeah. So if it was $3, it's not even $3. If it was $3, you know, 50. I like using 15 minutes because it fits into an hour 4 times. So 3 times 4 would be 12. So they're paying you. They're telling you they want that you should be making less than $12 an hour doing these rides. And that's if they beep one after another, which they don't. This is the state of Uber, 2025.
$150 to basically drive 3 hours. It looks like good money, but you got to get back home. So that's 3.5 times 2, 174 times 2, we're talking like maybe $7 an hour. There's no way. And the problem is this: the passenger paid $300. Uber's making their money, but they're not paying the Uber drivers, and I don't think that person's going to tip. So, yeah, there's no way.
I've been in my car for the past 50 minutes trying to do Uber and get orders, and I haven't gotten any orders. What? It's a Wednesday night at 9 p.m. and I'm on 192, a busy ass tourist ass highway right now, just trying to get some orders, you know, driving to a busy place. Almost 50 minutes now I've been sitting here. No orders. I was even driving around for a little while. Maybe I need to move around, get the orders moving and all that kind of stuff. I'm getting frustrated because it's like I'm getting my car fixed on Monday. Well, not fixed, just tuned up, because I'm going to be getting on the road because I live in my car and I'm just going to be traveling everywhere, traveling a bunch of my friends, and it's probably going to be like $500 or less. I want to give him $500. Preferably, it's going to be like $410, but I want to tip him, you know. But how the fuck am I supposed to pay for it if I'm not getting orders? Hello? How am I supposed to pay for it? How am I supposed to pay for it? How am I supposed to pay for it? I'm not too stressed because I know it's going to work out. It always works out. I'll go on the internet and I'll cry about it. I'll cry about my finances, and then it always works out. Like, it always works out. It has always worked out in my favor, and I know it's going to work out in my favor again. And worst comes to worst, I can reschedule the appointment and get it fixed the week after next week or something. But what the fuck, Uber? 50 minutes and I haven't gotten a single order? I've done 1,000 order with you guys. You'd think there'd be more loyalty, but it's okay.
Who is responsible for Uber? Who is the CEO of Uber? Because this guy is horrible. He has the worst customer service in the world. I mean, there's always some person from Bangladesh or wherever they from, and they know exactly nothing about what's going on in your situation. They just... I like to report same incident. I am support team. Shut up! You don't even know what you're talking about. Give me to somebody who's American. I need English. English, please. Horrible app. I mean, I was with these dudes since 2017, and they treat their drivers like crap.
Not gonna lie, bro. Uber just be taking like a fat ass chunk, and it's so unfair, bro. Like that first TikTok, dude is getting paid $2.90 on Uber X, by the way. I think that's like the higher tier Uber, to drive 4 minutes to pick up the guy, to drive 10 more minutes, and then drive back home. $2.90. You're spending more on gas, you know what I'm saying? And like your time and everything like that. Second guy, like, yeah, $152 for driving 3 hours. That sounds entirely good in theory. Then you gotta drive back home. You probably gotta fill gas on the way back. Probably, like, you know what I mean? And at that point, it's like, it's not even that worth it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. And about the customer service, bro, I personally, I think I've only called customer service maybe like one time in my life, because usually they have my parents do it and stuff. But like, bro, when I see them on the phone talking to them, and they're just like idiots, bro. And that's not to diss them or whatever. It's just like, they just don't seem qualified a lot of the times. Like, I feel like it should be like direct workers who are there, but I feel like a lot of these companies outsource it to other countries or other like businesses and stuff like that who aren't really in touch. They just know like maybe like other procedures and stuff, but they can't really help on like super specific issues because they're not actually like that knowledgeable or even have the ability to help them in a lot of these scenarios. And that's why you get redirected to another call, you get put on hold here, you get put on hold there, you gotta talk to this guy, then that person transfers you to this guy. Then like, it's just a horrible experience, bro. That's probably my least favorite thing I'm looking forward to in adulthood. I'm not gonna lie. Just talking to customer service, bro. I cannot do that.
Let me tell you the hard truth about being an Uber driver. As you all know, I've been driving for Uber for about 5 months now. I've noticed a pattern of how they just don't like their drivers. They like to take money from their drivers, and I'm about to show you proof. When I first started in Uber about 9 years ago, it was a percentage share where they would take only 25% of whatever the fare was. So if the fare was $30, the driver would get 75% of that. Now they do something called upfront pricing, and I want to show you guys what drivers have to go through just because we need to get an honest wage. Uber's pricing algorithm is not designed to maximize driver pay. Its primary goals are trip completion rate, gets rides accepted quickly so riders don't churn, marketplace balance, keep enough drivers on the road without overpaying, cost minimization, pay just enough for someone to take the ride, not more. So the system consistently ask, what is the lowest amount we can offer right now and still get a driver to accept? They also feed off of your desperation as a driver. Uber doesn't track desperation directly, but it infers it through behavior. Signals the algorithm reads as desperation, accepting low-paying trips repeatedly, high acceptance rates regardless of pay, long online hours without breaks, driving during low-demand hours, accepting trips far outside surge zones. From the algorithm's perspective, this driver has a low price floor. In other words, desperate to just work, and they feed off of that. And this is what that can look like. Why long trips are often the worst offers. Long trips expose the algorithm's priorities clearly. Examples: rider pays 120, Uber offers a driver 56. Why? Uber knows someone will take it because it's a higher rate for the driver. Uber doesn't pay for deadhead miles, gas spikes, fatigue, lost surge opportunities on the return. If driver accepts those trips, the algorithm learns no need to raise this price for him. I had a ride come through the other day whenever I was at the airport. It was for 109 miles for $56, and it was taking me to Waco from DFW. That's about a little over 50 cents a mile. That is not a good rate, okay? I had one come through that was 22 miles for, I think it was $9, or maybe it was $10, but still, it was less than half. In other words, they're now paying you between 45 to 50% of the fare. That's ridiculous. So I'm here to shine the light on everyone who's driving for Uber and for the riders for Uber. They don't like their drivers. They don't want to pay their drivers. And I don't understand that. I'm like, if someone's doing a good job for you and they're bringing in money for you, why wouldn't you want to pay them? Why wouldn't you want to pay them a fair wage? I'm not someone who's this liberal going around, oh, give us our fair wage. But if they're doing a good job and you want them to continue to do a good job, pay them. It's not that hard of a concept. And employees appreciate being appreciated. It's just, it's sad.
Well, another day, another Uber screen grab. This time, Uber X wants me to drive 5.4 miles, taking me 12 minutes to go take a person not even a mile. Chopin Plaza, that's Hotel Intercontinental. So I'm in Coconut Grove. Please drive to Brickell. You know, we're taking I-95 and everything. There's exits here. There's bridges to take this guy almost a walkable distance. As a matter of fact, I think in 12 minutes, you could probably walk that. But it's okay. Don't worry about it. We have a poor idiot who's going to put wear and tear on his car and drive all those miles just to pick you up for your convenience. Oh, and don't worry, we pay them fairly. We pay them very fairly. I mean, he's getting paid $3.51, so, I mean, you know, that's very fair, considering they probably charged this guy $15 for that ride. All right, guys, follow my YouTube. Follow me on TikTok. Do all the things. And I almost forgot. Before you say, you could decline it. You could decline it. I didn't accept this. I love how people will comment, you could decline it. Don't do Uber then. Like that's never come across my brain. Guys, it's entertainment. Take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, bro, to be honest, at this point, just don't do Uber. Like, the world's too expensive for them to be doing you dirty like this. And, like, they have, like, adaptive, like, pricing and stuff like that. And it's so stupid how they take such a big cut between what the driver pay or between what the rider pays to the driver. You know what I'm saying? Like they're driving. Like I get you need a cut because it's your platform and everything like that, but like come on, bro. You need to like care about your drivers a little bit. You know what I mean? These people are trying to make a living or even make some extra income, or like bro. Everyone has their own reason to do this. You know what I mean? And it's just you're not paying enough. And that adaptive pricing, that's crazy. I heard in what's it called? I saw in one of the TikTok comments. It says that they charge like what's it called? They don't charge the driver more in this scenario, but they charge the rider more if they're on low battery because they know they're more desperate. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that's great. Like that's hella smart, but like that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's absolutely the worst. And that's crazy how they're for one they're taking such a big cut after pricing is so high for someone just to like get home. You know what I'm saying? And secondly, that's crazy how their algorithm is based on like rides being like how much they can pay for rides to be accepted often to keep enough drivers on the road without overpaying, and how much like they can have someone pay or no. What's the lowest they can pay for a driver to still take the ride? You know what I'm saying? But like the most that a passenger can pay, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's just messed up because it's like you're charging right at the tippity top of what the rider is willing to pay, and you're trying to drop and you're trying to increase how much you take and drop how much the driver takes to the lowest amount they're willing to take out of desperation. And I heard that like Lyft and Ubers. Oh, by the way, don't take any of this as truth. You know what I'm saying? This is just what I've heard in the comments, and I'm just reiterating what I'm saying. I'm not hating on any of these companies or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But I heard that they like intentionally like cap your rides and stuff like that to keep you under a certain hourly wage. And that's kind of messed up because it's like that means even if you work hard as hell, probably trying to take the best deals, everything like that, you're still screwed because like yeah, you're screwed because you don't get paid enough. You know what I'm saying? Like that's absolutely messed up, to be honest. That's all I can really say about it.